guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video we're going to be diving right into what I like to call my current favorite, everyday glowy foundation routine. A lot of the products, most of them, I'd say like a good 90% of the products that I use in today's video are all the ones that have been my current favorites that I mentioned in my previous video. So if you saw that one and if there was anything that kind of sparked your interest, you're going to get to see them in action. You're going to get to hear a little bit more about them, see how I use them and all that jazz. So yeah, if you're interested to see how I went from this to this, then just stay tuned, keep watching, and yeah, just watch if you want to. Okay. So here we are, fresh skin. I just cleansed, I just washed my face. So I'm going to show you guys just a couple of like the skin steps that I like to do, because let's face it, the foundation's only going to work as good as what it's going on top of. So I definitely like to very lightly prep my skin first, and I notice a huge difference in terms of how my foundation looks as well as how long it wears. So the very first thing that I like to do is use my, I don't even want to try because I know I'm going to butcher that. It's this Beauty Elixir, and it is supposed to give a nice radiance to the skin. It's supposed to tighten pores a bit, but I just absolutely love the smell, and I just love how refreshing it makes my skin feel. So I give it a good shake. I've gone through like 2 bottles of this stuff. It's so natural smelling and just so fresh, which I absolutely love in my skincare. So I'm going to give that a second to just kind of soak in and absorb into the skin. And I noticed a really big difference with my under eye concealer when I put like an eye cream. So I always like to lay down an eye cream before I do any concealing, because I like to powder afterwards, and I notice that if my under eye area isn't moisturized, I notice that the lines are definitely a lot more accentuated and it just looks very dry under there. And this is just from Youth to the People. This is the Kale and Aloe Sunflower Peptide 5. Feels really, really nice, very light. And I love how quickly it absorbs into my skin. I don't like things that just kind of sit on top and just feel like it's just sitting there. Okay, so once I do that, I'm going to go in with my Farsali Skintune Blur. It looks just like this. I absolutely love this product. It smells just like cucumbers. It's really, really fresh. And I'm going to get a little bit of that on my hand and focus this primarily in my nose area, my forehead, and right underneath my mouth. So basically my T-zone area. So this is going to create a very soft like blur effect to the skin. You can wear this by itself. I never do. I always love to wear it underneath my foundations. Oh, I love this smell. It smells so good. Okay. So once we do that, I'm going to go in with my NARS foundation. This is the Natural Radiant Longwear. Now this, like I mentioned in my previous video, it's a matte foundation, very full coverage. So what I like to do is I'll get 2 pumps of that, which I love how it disperses very little at a time, because I will never, and I don't ever see myself going heavy-handed with this foundation or putting too much. So I like to get 2 pumps of that, and then with my MAC Prep and Prime Essential Oils. I love this guy. This is such a beautiful product. I love that it's super natural with its ingredients. Hold on, I'm looking for my, okay. I have my brushes on this side and my beauty blender on this side, so let me get my brush. Okay, and I literally only put like 1 little drop in here, and then I'll take like a dual fiber brush, mix it together, and then apply that. And I don't have a mirror. Let me use my powder. And I love this brush. Like I love like dual fiber brushes because it really allows me to shear it out as much as I want to. And I'm not being like super perfect with the application. It's mainly to just apply it, because I'm going to go into my beauty blender, and that's what I'm going to use to really give it that very nice even coverage, if that makes sense. So I'm just very roughly like putting it on. And then with my beauty blender, this is what I'm going to use to work this out. With this oil too, it's very multi-purpose. I'll use this for the cuticles, like on my nails, when I'm giving myself like a little mani. If I have any like crazy flyaways, I'll get a little drop of that and I'm good to go. It's a very lightweight oil, which is what I love. I don't like it to feel too greasy or too heavy. And this particular one with this foundation, it does mix together very, very beautifully. It doesn't separate. I love that. Oh, I love it. And then I'm going to go in with my concealer, which is my Born This Way multi-use. I'm going to take that, and I like to start on the side of my nose just to kind of give it the illusion that it's a little bit more narrow. Okay. A little bit, just a little bit on my chin, a little bit on my forehead. So now we've created this very like brightening effect. And we're gonna blend that out with our beauty blender. And it just like, oh my goodness, this product just like blends out like a dream. Once we do that, then we're gonna set under the eyes. And of course, I have to use my Urban Decay Velvetizer. This is such a beautiful powder. Oh my God. So I'll just take a little bit of that. I'll put that in the lid. Get my beauty blender. And it's very easy to overdo this, guys. So I don't normally like to do any baking or anything with it. This is just to set and move on. But it's so smooth under there. And then this is what I'll also use to set my T-zone area. So especially for someone who gets a lot more oily and they want that very nice glowy skin, either a really good oil controlling primer will help do that, or just setting the areas that you do get more oily, just set it with a powder. So I have gotten really great results just using this one as my setting powder. So I'll never set or do anything in this area with this powder because I like this to stay looking how it looks. This has been a recent discovery, and I have to say, I might be obsessed, just saying. No, so this is the Bright Future Radiant Luminizer. It's the Sephora brand, but it comes with a wand like this, and it's basically like a liquid highlighter. But let me just show you guys. And it's worked out. It gives you such a glow, but it's very soft. It's not like super metallic-y, like shiny or blingy. It's no glitter in there. It's just like a very glow from within type of glow that it gives you, which is like my favorite. So I'm gonna take that and just apply that right above there with my handy dandy beauty blender. We're going to blend that out. Like, you see what I mean? It's just, it kind of like bumps up that glow, but in the most natural, softest way. They had a few other colors. I think there was like a total of 3 colors. This one is #1 Champagne. And it's just such a flattering, oh, it's so beautiful. So I'll either leave it like this or I'll set it with like a powder highlight. But today I think we're gonna just leave it the way it is. I think it looks nice and I'm not going anywhere. And if this were like a day where I'm pressed for time and I gotta hurry out the door, I would totally just leave it like this. So that's what we're gonna do. Now we're gonna bring a little bit of warmth and color into my skin. Now we're nice and even. We have our foundation, our concealer, we have a little bit of glow, but we're looking a little flat. So we want to give a little dimension to the skin. So I'm going to go in with my Mineralized Skinfinish from MAC, and this is what I'm going to use to warm the skin up. And these, if you've never used these before, these are technically like face powders, and they blend like a dream. They blend so beautifully, and I'm mainly focusing that around the perimeter of my face, right underneath my cheekbones. Yeah. Alright, moving on to blush. I'm going to be using my Bellisimo bronze from Milani. I also talked about this in my current favorites. So I'm going to take that same brush. I'm like looking for a mirror. And just right I'm connecting it like from the apples of my cheeks, like right below it, up towards the hairline. And like I mentioned in my favorites, like it's one of those blushes that's very sheer. So you're able to really control just how intense you want it to go. I prefer that over it being like too pigmented, and then I have to be super soft-handed, and if I put a little too much, and then I'm heading to Clown City. So I prefer buildable blushes like this that give me the control to go as dark as I want to go. And I think for fun we're going to go in with this too, which I also talked about, but I'm gonna go in with, we'll go with this more like peachy toned one, same brush. Just add a little bit more of like a coral. And then I'm going to take a big fluffy brush like this and just make sure that everything is nice. Need a mirror. So yeah, I want to make sure that everything is really nicely blended out and everything kind of married together. And then once I do that, I'm going to go in with my Morphe setting spray. I absolutely love this setting spray. I think it's fantastic. So one thing that I will do is I'll avoid my T-zone area, just because glycerin in these like setting sprays like Fix Plus can sometimes almost like trigger that oil production a little sooner than I'd like. So we're going to avoid the T-zone area and focus just on those areas that we want to really accentuate that glow. I'm going to give it a little shake. So yeah, I'll either go in with my Fix Plus or I'll go in with that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pop a little bit of bottom mascara. I'm going to pop a little bit of mascara on my bottom lashes. Okay, so off camera, just because it's a little tricky, I put a little bit of my Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara on my bottom lashes. And for my lippy, I'm going in with Crazy Lush Plenty of Pout Plumping Lipstick from MAC. And usually if I keep my makeup this natural, very, very simple, I will go in with like a pop of color on my lips. These feel so nice. They're very creamy, very comfortable to wear. This is definitely like one of my go-to products if I want that really nice, rich pop of color on my lips without it taking too much time to apply or needing a lip liner and all that jazz. Like you saw, it took me less than 10 seconds to do. And I have this really nice lip on, and I feel like it's really bumping up and elevating this look to look a lot more glamorous than it really is. Like on the real, if I wasn't stopping and talking with you guys to do all this whole thing from start to finish would maybe take me less than 10 minutes to do. So it's very practical, very easy, especially for moms, for students, for people who just don't have a lot of time to devote to like a full-on like 20-step routine. This is a really good one for you guys. So let me go ahead and zoom you guys in, give you a closer look at how everything looks. It's about to get nice up close and personal. Alright guys, so that concludes my everyday, easy, simple, glowy foundation routine. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, everything that I use, including like the shades of everything, will all be listed in the down bar, so you can use that as a reference if you want to go pick up any of these goodies, which you should, because they are approved by me, recommended by me to you guys. I love you. Have a great day. Bye.